Good morning. On behalf of the Seattle Betsuin Buddhist Temple, welcome to today's service. My name is Reverend Matt May, and I'm the service chairperson this morning. Because we are projecting slides and videos, the Sangha may remain seated throughout the service today for optimal viewing of the screen. Please pause and reflect during the ringing of the kancho. Following the ringing of the kancho, please join the ministers in chanting Amida Kyo on the screen and on page 103. During this chant, I will be inviting people to stand up and line up to give Oshoko during the chant.
Please join me in 合唱。ナモアミダ仏、ナモアミダ仏、ナモアミダ仏、ナマンダ、プナマンダ、プナマンダ、プナマンダ、プナマンダ、プナマンダ、プナマンダ、ナモ、ナモ。1250人区海世代あらか修正知識長老者利本マカモケンレマカカショマカカセンネマカクチラリハタシュリハンナガナンダアナンダラゴラヨボンハダイビンズルハラダカルダイマカコヒナハクラアルルダリョゼト初代弟子病床菩薩マカサ文殊シリホージアイタ菩薩天高大菩薩上昇人菩薩陽如ゼ初代菩薩牛釈大会員と無料商店大祝二次仏語長老者利本十世裁法十万の仏道有世界妙圧極楽五 道有仏語阿弥陀根現在説法シャリホッ非道学校名医極楽五国修無宿単樹昇楽光明極楽有シャリ極楽国土七十乱十七十羅網七十五十大税司法宗祖医療税公被告妙案極楽有シャリホ極楽国土有志法地白毒水十万号地帯順に根社富士四辺街道根言瑠璃ありご上上右老閣薬位根言瑠璃あり社交釈主名の二言直視地中蓮華大尿者葬式証拠王式王公釈式釈古略式白公微妙公結シャリホン極楽国土上寿尿税中毒将軍ウシャリホン非部国土行差天学黄金維持中夜六時二不万だらけ五国修上上位昇太各位英国上州妙家不要他法十万の区分即位直時伝統本国凡時期協業シャリホン極楽国土上寿尿税空毒将軍武士シャリホン異国上有主事奇妙雑式史逆行空弱オムシャリ下領便が無名市長税商州長中夜六時水和下音合音元朝合根合七宝大文八正道文行税東方合同州上門税恩利大執念仏年法年相シャリホン妙門医師実で財宝少々所医者が非部国土無三幕州シャリホン合部国土小三幕同心画教有実税商州長大税阿弥陀仏抑量法本線変化少佐シャリホン非部国土未風水小法五十九法羅網水微妙微尿百戦十学同時空差門税恩赦開示年女念仏年法年相死神シャリホン合部国土上寿尿税不読将軍光明無量生じ報告無償証下税公合意阿弥陀ウシャリホン非仏寿命15人民無料無限阿蘇義公光明阿弥陀シャリホン阿弥陀仏上仏以来王根実行ウシャリホン非仏無料無限小門弟子大アラカン非税三十四小の地消防殺種薬部尿税シャリホン非部国土上寿尿税空毒将軍ウシャリホン極楽国土修上少女大税阿ビバチ五中タウ一生不所ご主人他非税三十小の知識寛解無料無限阿蘇義公説シャリホン修上門者応答本願願書被告小医者が特用尿税症状前に空営一生シャリホン 徳因縁国小非国シャリコ脈善男子善女人門説阿弥陀修持名号脈一日脈二日脈三日脈四日脈五日脈六日脈七日一心不乱五人臨妙十阿弥陀仏幼少小寿現在午前善人十神風天道即徳往生阿弥陀仏極楽国土シャリホッが健全理骨世死後脈修上門税拙者応答ホッが消費国土シャリホッヨガ根者三段阿弥陀仏不可思議空土逃亡薬風足首仏趣味相大趣味仏趣味公妙音仏妙税と合賀者修正仏各王合国水光上絶素天風三千大仙正解戦場実の妙等修上等身前小三不可思議空土一切小仏小五年行シャリホ南方正解有日が東仏妙門公仏大円見仏趣味相仏無料精進仏妙税と合賀者修正仏各王国水光上絶相玄風三千大仙正解戦場実言妙等修上等身前小三不可思議空毒一切小仏小五年シャリホッ裁縫正解無料十無料総仏無料道仏大公仏大名仏放送上皇仏妙税と合賀者修正各王合国水光上絶相変風三大仙正解戦場実言妙等修正等身前小差不可思議空毒一切小小五年行シャリホッ北方正解有縁見仏最小音仏南小立正仏毛明仏妙税と合賀者修正各王合国水光上絶素変風三千大仙正解戦場実言妙等修正等身前小差不可思議空毒一切小小五年行シャリホッ芸法正解有志士仏妙門仏妙高仏達摩報道仏自法仏妙税と合賀者修正皇后国水光上絶素天風三千大仙正解戦場実妙等修正等身前小三不可思議空土一切小仏小五年行シャリ情報正解ウボン論仏宿法仏工場仏高校大円見仏座敷法慶言神仏シャラ十王法慶特仏天一切義仏妙趣味戦妙税と合賀者修正仏各王合水光上絶相変風三千大仙正解戦場実言妙等修正等身前小差不可思議空毒一切小小五年行シャリホッ王尿異分が学校妙一切小仏小五年行シャリホッ脈善男子善女に門前小部小説妙牛教妙者霊小善男子善女に会一切小仏偶小五年海徳風大天大阿六タラ三脈三宝霊光シャリホッ妙等海東真珠ガゴ立正仏正税シャリホッ脈風人異ホッガン根本が大ホッガン翼小阿弥陀仏国者霊小人と海徳風大天大阿六タラ三脈三宝で大非国道脈異小脈根性脈東小税光シャリホッ超善男子善女人脈風信者応答 願消費国土シャリホヨガ根者小三小不可思議空毒非小仏道薬小説が不可思議空毒二差税言釈迦無二仏の非人な慶不思議の放射は国土公辱悪性公辱権辱煩悩辱中上辱病辱中徳はノクターラ三脈三宝大異小修上説で一切世間安心司法シャリホン高知が強辱悪性行使難事徳はノクターラ三脈三宝大一切世間摂氏難心司法税人難仏世司教医シャリホン一生ビク一切世間天人アシュラト文部諸説寛義真珠さらいにこ仏説阿弥陀経ナモアミダ仏、ナモアミダ仏、ナマンダ、ブナマンダ、ブナマンダ、ブナマンダ、ブナマンダ、ブナマンダ。
Offering Oshoko on behalf of Seattle Betsuin is Harrison Chin. Thank you. We will now sing today's Gatha, Namo Amida Butsu, which is on page 96 in the White Book and will be projected on the screen. Please join me in the reading of the threefold refuge. The text will be projected on the screen, or it is on page 10 of your service book. Difficult is it to receive a human form. Now we are living it. Difficult is it to hear the Dharma of the Buddha. Now we hear it. If we do not cross over to the truth in the present life, in what life shall we cross over? Let us with sincerity and true reverence take refuge in the three treasures of the truth. I take refuge in the Buddha. May we, together with all sentient beings, awaken to the great way of enlightenment and to the unsurpassed intent of Amida Buddha. I take refuge in the Dharma. May we, together with all sentient beings, enter the storehouse of the Dharma, becoming like the wisdom ocean. I take refuge in the Sangha. May we, together with all sentient beings, become units in true accord, in harmony with all things. The peerless, profound, and wondrous Dharma is rare to encounter, even in many hundreds and thousands of kalpas. Now we are privileged to hear and receive it. Let us thoroughly understand the true meaning of the Tathagata's teaching. Namo Amida Betsu. Namo Amida Betsu. Namanda, namanda, namanda. I would like to introduce Rinban Katsuya Kusunoki, who will now deliver today's Dharma message.
Okay, to begin my Dharma message, please join me in Gassho. Put the hands together. Of those who encounter the power of the primal vow, not one passing by in vain. They are filled with the treasure ocean of virtues, the defiled waters of their blind passions, not separated from it. 本願力に相ぬれば、虚しく優る人ぞなき。功徳の崩壊満ち満ちて、煩悩の浄水隔てなし。ナモ阿弥陀仏、ナモ阿弥陀仏、ナモ阿弥陀仏、ナモ阿弥陀仏、ナモナモ。Good morning, everyone. Thank you for coming to this Sunday service this morning. Today we are having the All Sangha Memorial Service. So you see the, are we still showing the slideshow? Yeah, slideshow. You know those our former members who passed away before us. So first of all, I'd like to express my deepest sympathy who lost their family member and friends. So Seattle Betsuin has All Sangha Memorial Service. Then every year we are adding the people's names and slides for the All Sangha Memorial Service. So, you know, as a temple, as a Buddhist minister here at the Seattle Betsuin Buddhist Temple, I officiate the funeral service and the memorial service. So here at the temple, or sometimes at the gravesite or someone's home, different location as well. So those who, you know, I officiated those funeral service and memorial service, we add those loved ones' name in the All Sangha Memorial Service slideshow list, then Hatsubon list, then Shotsuki list. These three lists, we are adding our loved one's name. Hatsubon is, of course, you know, we have Obon Hatsubon service on the second Sunday, second weekends of July. So Hatsubon is only one time service for our loved one who passed away before us. You know, Hatsubon is those who passed away from last year's Obon to this year's Obon. So those names are listed as a Hatsubon list. So then we have a Shotsuki list. So like today is still May. So May Shotsuki list means those who passed away in May. We have a name of the list, those who passed away. Then June Shotsuki list, which is those who passed away in June. So I'm thinking very soon, sometime August or September, I'm thinking to start having a short-ski service. I designate one Sunday to have a short-ski service during the Dharma exchange time. So you can bring your loved ones framed photo or Buddhist name. I set a table in front so we can have a memorial service together on Sunday. So, in Buddhist tradition, we have like a third-year memorial service, 1 year, third year, seventh year. We have certain year memorial services, but not all the families, not always, family can schedule all these services. But on Sunday too, you can, instead of scheduling the private memorial service, we can have the monthly memorial service together here at the Seattle Betsuin Buddhist Temple. Then also annually, we have All Sangha Memorial Service. So I told you, adding the names to this slide, there's some kind of guidelines which I have. So since I came to Seattle, I'm following this guideline. We are adding last year's Hatsubon list into this year's All Sangha Memorial Service. So that's why, in this list today, those who passed away between last year's Obon to this year's Obon, they are not included in this year's Obon All Sangha Memorial Service yet. So these people's name, a slide, is going to be included, added next year's All Sangha Memorial Service. So we have Obon Hatsubon service first for those who passed away. So then we include their name in the All Sangha Memorial Service. So there is another guideline to how we add the Obon Hatsubon service list. So, we have to draw the line. When is a deadline? Not a deadline, but when is a guideline to add this year's Obon or next year's Obon? So the basic understanding is the 49 days rule. So those who pass away before the 49-day memorial service, we are adding next year's Obon Hatsubon service list. So those who, in Buddhist tradition, we have a 49-day memorial service. Those who are already finished the 49-day memorial service, they are adding this year's Obon Hatsubon service. So that basic understanding is, usually Seattle Betsuin, we have Obon Hatsubon service on the second week of July. So usually by the end of May, those who passed away by the end of May, we include this year's Obon Hatsubon service. But after June 1st, I have to talk to the family. If they want to include their names in this year's Obon or next year's Obon. Because sometimes, funeral service should be conducted first before the Obon Hatsubon service. So if even the person passed away before Obon, but funeral is scheduled after Obon, I put their names into next year's Obon Hatsubon service. So that's, if it is too close to the Obon Hatsubon service, when we lose someone we love during in the family is so busy. The family is not ready to have a Obon Hatsubon service. That's one reason. But another reason is in Buddhism in general, it is saying that, as I mentioned, the 49-day period of time, Buddhism in general, our loved ones are not settled yet. According to the general Buddhist teaching, is still our loved one is roaming around, then I think this is a Chinese tradition. So every seventh day, there's a judgment day. So then there's a judgment whether our loved one goes to the hell or Pure Land or heaven. So there is a judgment every seventh day. Then 49 day is a kind of final judgment. So then our loved one's destination is settled. So this is a common understanding of how our loved one are doing after our loved one passed away. So that's a Buddhism in general. However, Jodo Shinshu teaching, our teaching is a little bit different. That's we have to understand. We have to understand. Jodo Shinshu teaching says, once our life ends in this world, immediately we are born into the Amida Buddha's Pure Land. There is no time to roaming around, no period of time to roaming around, so there is no judgment. Our birth in the Pure Land is already settled here and now. That is our teaching, Jodo Shinshu teaching. So we don't have to worry about the future. We don't have to worry where we are going after we die. So our birth in the Pure Land is already settled here and now. So that's our teaching. So that's why, sometimes we hear, Amida Buddha is saying, you are always welcome to Amida Buddha's Pure Land. But sometimes, it is true, you are all welcome to the Amida Buddha's Pure Land, but at the same time, I personally, how I appreciate that Amida Buddha's compassion is, rather than saying, you all are welcomed, I feel, you are welcomed. You are welcomed. This is more like not a public announcement, you are all welcome. This is from Amida Buddha, direct message from Buddha to me. You are welcomed. So that's totally different, right? For example, I don't know how many emails you receive. If it is a public announcement type of email, do you read it? I don't. Sorry. If it is coming from the emailing list, I don't. If it is so many names included in the email, I don't pay attention too much. However, the email is, Reverend Kusunoki, I have a question. The email is directing to me. I really read it. Then I think, I have to reply this email. So that's my mind. So it is important to receive Amida Buddha's teaching as a personal invitation, personal message. So one Japanese TV commercial, it says, life is precious, treasure life. More than hearing those words thousands or tens of thousands of times, if someone were to say, you are precious, that alone would give me the strength to keep living. I really liked this message because this tells me how important to receive the personal message, because this personal message contains someone's kindness, someone's gentle, kind word heard toward me. So that's why when we receive these words, which includes kind and gentle, we can relieved. We can live in peace. We can keep living. It is really important what kind of word we listen, what we listen. It is not only for the human beings. One time, my wife, Ayano, showed me one book, all the picture book. So that was all, I think it was either crystal form of snow or crystal form of water. So then the book says, I think that someone did an experiment on the shape of the crystal form of snow or water. If someone keeps saying to the water, to the really bad, dirty words, the shape became ugly shape. If someone keep saying the gentle, kind, beautiful word to crystal form of snow, then the shape became beautiful. That changes. I forgot to bring that book today. I should show you. Then sometimes I hear, when you go to the sake brewery, sometimes they play the beautiful music. That's produce the better taste of sake. Then even sometimes I hear, growing the vegetable in the backyard. If you say something to the vegetable, that grows well. Is that true? No? Yes? Please try. Please try it this year. You can maybe compare, maybe one tomato, you can say the nice words to the tomatoes. Then another one, maybe you can say something bad. How if there's any taste difference. Please let me know if you find any difference. But probably, the human beings also the same. If we keep hearing those dirty, bad words, keep hearing these words, we get sick. We get sick. But we are hearing really gentle, supportive, kind word, we get relieved. We can live in peace and harmony. It is really important what we hear. The Buddha's teaching, Buddha's word, then we recite Namo Amida Butsu, Namo Amida Butsu. We are reciting, but actually we're listening the Namo Amida Butsu. The word of Namo Amida Butsu contains Buddha's kindness, love, gentle, wisdom, and compassion. In the daily life, we should listen to these kind of words. We have already received the word which contains Buddha's wisdom and compassion. Every day, we keep listen. That's Jodo Shinshu's practice. That's the most important practice for us. Then our teaching says when our life ends, we are all born into the Amida Buddha's Pure Land. Our birth in the Pure Land is settled here and now. We keep the Buddha's word here in our heart and mind, then we live our daily life. Thank you again for attending this service today. To conclude my Dharma message, I read the White Ashes. So today I read this in Japanese. Then I think English translation is on the program. Then do you show on the? No. Okay. I think this English translation on the service program is Seattle Betsuin's English translation. So please listen deeply the words of Renya Shonin.それ人間の不詳なる相をつらつら感ずるにおおよそ儚きものはこの世の始終中幻のごとくなるいちごなりさればいまだ漫才の人参の受けたりということを聞かず一生過ぎやすし今に至って誰か100年の業態を保つべきや我や先人や先今日とも知らず明日とも知らず遅れ先立つ人は元の雫末の露よりも茂しと言えりされば明日には高岩があって 夕べには白骨となれる皆に。すでに無常の風来たりぬれば、すなわち二つの眼たちまちに閉じ、一つの息長く耐えぬれば、高願虚しく返じて、通りの装いを失いぬる時は、六神眷属集まって嘆き悲しめども、さらにその会あるべからず、さてしもあるべきことならねばとて、野外に送って、弱の煙となし果てぬれば、ただ白骨の溝のこれり、哀れというもなかなか愚かなり。されば、人間の儚きことは、老少不浄の境なれば、誰の人も、早く五章の一大事を心にかけて、阿弥陀仏と深く頼み参らせて、念仏申すべきものなり。あなかしこ、あなかしこ。ナモ阿弥陀仏、ナモ阿弥陀仏、ナマンダブ、ナマンダブ、ナマンダブ、ナマンダブ。ありがとうございます。
Thank you, Rinban, for your message and your Gabunsho reading. Are there any general announcements? This concludes the live stream of today's service. For additional information on upcoming services, seminars, and events within the Seattle Betsuin and Jodo Shingshu community, please visit the Seattle Betsuin website at seattlebetsuin.org. For those of you who joined us online, we hope you have enjoyed today's service and that you'll join us again next week.